Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, judging by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about how the sports world has been doing black people recently. But before I move on, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I also want to give a quick disclaimer. Okay. If you are a white person that feels uncomfortable talking about race or is unable to hear black people's experiences about racism without getting triggered, deflecting or making it about you, I am respectfully asking that you click off this video. Whenever you tell white people about your experiences being black in a system that was built off of white supremacy, the first thing a lot of them think to do is to get defensive, deflect or get offended. I just told you about how tough it is being black, and instead of you consoling me or asking me what you can do to help, the first thing you can think to do is to get offended. Why are you offended? Why are you angry? Are you followed around the shops? Are you harassed by the police? Were you taught to hate your whiteness? Are you constantly put in a situation where you know you have to work 10 times as hard because you already know that people doubt your potential because you're white? No? Okay then. And for those who are going to do the whole not all or not me, my answer to that is, well then good, don't worry. I'm not talking about you. If you truly believe that you're not a racist, then don't worry. But I do have one question for you though. Are you doing the work? Have you donated to any black causes? Have you used your white privilege to create change for the collective of black people and not just the ones you know? When was the last time you asked a black person how they felt, and genuinely? And also for those black men and black women who are in interracial relationships who are going to hit me with the, but my white husband or my white wife or my white baby daddy or my white baby mom is not racist. Firstly, shouldn't they be defending themselves? Shouldn't they be proving why they're not racist and not you? Secondly, you cannot use the few white people that you know and act like they are the collective, because if you're asking me, if the collective of white people were trying to dismantle the system, it would have happened a long time ago. I mean, they had centuries. And to top things off, the fact that teaching white privilege in schools is even up for debate that's all you need to know. Now, with that being said, I want to move on to what this video is really about. So we all know that England lost in the finals and how the black football players were subjected to racist trolls online. We all know how they banned the swimming cap in the Olympics that catered to natural hair. And this video isn't about talking about these individual incidences per se, but it's more about the bigger issue. I'm going to start off by saying this. When it comes to sports, us black people are the sugar honey iced tea. Now, I don't want to reinforce stereotypes because I know not all black people are the same. For example, when I twerk, it looks like paper flapping in the wind, right? And I'm not good at sports. I haven't eaten fried chicken in a long time. Not all black people are the same. What I'm trying to say is, when us black people are good at something, we are really good at something. Like, we understand the assignment every time. And again, I don't want to reinforce this idea that black people are superhumans because that can open up a can of worms. But I mean, come on, like, us black people are a very talented group of people. I don't know whether our ancestors passed down some sort of gene generation to generation, or maybe it's that black people have internalized the idea that we have to be better than white people times 10 to even get a teaspoon of the recognition that they get. Going back to the topic, ever notice that when black people are representing a white-dominated country, for example the UK, we're British, but other times we're called monkeys, we're called the N-word, and we're told to go back home. For example, when talking about Mo Farah, who won the 5,000 meters and I think the 10,000 meters, he was British. The media kept referring to him as British. How many times before that do you think he was told to go back home? We're competing for them in the Olympics and the finals, but they won't even let us have caps that cater to our hair type. They don't give a toss about black or mixed athletes when we have mental health issues and are unable to compete. They fire black women for getting pregnant. They essentially want us to dance monkey dance until they tell us to stop. I noticed that white media outlets described it as being shocking, or they were shocked by it. The word shocked kept popping up quite a few times. But I don't know about you guys, but I was like, what? This is nothing. In fact, this is just the tip of the iceberg. You guys haven't seen how ugly things really get. There's a thread on Instagram that's going around telling white people that they receive points for attacking black people. This takes us back to when Tommie Smith and John Carlos raised their fists in protests at the 1968 Olympics, and they were completely ostracized just for raising their fists up in the air to raise awareness to the injustices that black people face. So it's essentially a case of, you do what we want you to do, and don't you dare ask for anything in return. Don't ask for equal rights, don't ask for reparations, don't even ask to be treated as human beings. We're the ones that are in charge, what we say goes. Since Colin Kaepernick took the knee, we haven't heard from him since. I mean, have you? We all saw how much backlash he got from that. We all saw how much backlash Naomi Osaka got for prioritizing her mental health over tennis. Isn't it amazing how whenever black or mixed athletes put their foot down, this is what they risk being subjected to? And we're not going to get into the whole Sha'Carri Richards situation, because that's another issue to talk about for another day. But one thing I will say is that it was nice seeing a number of celebrity black men defending her, which it was nice to see. It brought a tear to my eye, because Sha'Carri Richards is not mixed. She's not light-skinned. She is the embodiment of what everyone complains about when talking about black women. She's darker skinned, she's muscular, she wears bright coloured wigs, and she has the long nails, tattoos. So it was nice seeing black men coming to her defence, because, you know, unfortunately it's not something you see every day. When I was scrolling through Instagram the other day, I stumbled across a video of a black man who was asked about what he thought about the Sha'Carri Richards situation, and he more or less said black athletes should not be representing countries that show time and time again that they don't care about black people. This is just my opinion, but I do feel like black people should get into the habit of boycotting things as opposed to like protesting, because I feel like when white people see black people protesting, they're like, yeah, whatever. You know, I feel like money is the best way to handle a situation. So I feel like black people should boycott organizations and brands that disrespect black people. For example, H&M, right? I still haven't forgotten about the coolest monkey in the jungle, and I never will. I have never been to H&M since, and luckily for me, H&M was never like a factor to cancel, because I never really went to H&M like that anyway. I feel like a lot of good can come from black people boycotting these organizations and these companies that think it's okay to disrespect us and take our money at the same time. And I've noticed that whenever black people do put their foots down, this is what happens every time. We get ostracized, we get wrongfully imprisoned, even in the extreme cases, we even get killed. Like, black people who speak like me risk their lives. Like, I've seen a lot of black content creators on YouTube who talk about race and then have their channels terminated, or have their videos demonetized, or they've stopped being pro-black and they've moved on to other things. Like, I've seen this like play out so many times, and it's just like, so this is what happens when we try and speak out. Anyway guys, this is essentially my opinion when it comes to, you know, black people in sports. I feel like, you know, boycotting it would probably be the best solution, but you know, it's kind of tricky because, you know, I don't know how hard these athletes have trained, so to ask them to sort of boycott something that they've worked so hard for their entire lives, it's a tricky thing. But I mean, if you're asking me what I think the best solution is, I think boycotting is the answer. But anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Bye.